A Manitoba man is facing fines and possible jail time after being charged for illegally cutting down Christmas trees, which he was allegedly planning to sell at a business in Steinbach. After being tipped off by the public, Manitoba Natural Resources and Northern Development officers began an investigation into illegal tree harvesting on crowned land north of Marchand, about 80 kilometers from Winnipeg. Officers found a suspect bringing trees out of a plantation, which grows high-quality trees for planting in forestry renewal projects across southern Manitoba.
These trees weren't, for timber harvesting or for Christmas tree cutting. They were set aside for seed generation for the forestry branch. They could get the seeds from the cones and then create seedlings that they could plant in the area that would be unique to that part of the province.
Chief Conservation Officer Earl Simmons says a total of 167 trees had been cut, and the majority of the trees were between 20 and 30 feet tall. Economically, that's about a $30,000 loss to taxpayers, says Simmons, adding it takes about 20 years or more for a tree to grow that tall.
And essentially, this individual just took off the tops of the trees, and the rest of the trees went to waste.
The individual was charged and, if convicted, faces fines of up to $50,000, up to 6 months in jail, or both. Simmons says the confiscated trees were donated to a Ukrainian church in Winnipeg to help newcomers enjoy their first holiday season in Canada.
God has a plan. God has a way how to help people.
Father Ihor Shved says it isn't lost on him that one person's alleged crime has created something good for someone else. Shved says many Ukrainian families have come to his church after fleeing the war in Ukraine and said most of them wouldn't be able to afford a tree this year. Shved says the families who receive a tree are incredibly thankful and happy to have it.
Especially those who are with children here, for them it's like a double joy.
As for Simmons, he is reminding people who do want to cut down trees that they are allowed to, as long as they purchase a permit for around $10 and only cut down one tree up to 3 meters in height.
It's really simple. It's pretty cheap, and we encourage people to do it that way.
In Winnipeg, Mark Neufeld, City News.